Welcome back. This is the Mike Hill Show, West Coast Preps. If you are watching this on the YouTube link, I done switched to the background on you. And I'm sitting by a campfire. No, I'm sorry. I'm sitting by this might be an outdoor fire pit. I don't know if it's indoor, but take a look, man. Got the pumpkins in the back. The Halloween theme is going down. I'm feeling cozy. So let's get back to it. And let's just touch on, Menlo football. We'll always wrap around Menlo football. Menlo falls to Menlo Atherton, the crosstown rival, the private school versus the public school. And it was a good game. It was a good atmosphere, man. Shout out to Chris Sanders and the boys. They had their team going. Both sides of the stands were packed. There was a bunch of people there, but we fell to Menlo Atherton. It was a 24-14. Everybody played hard on our team. Menlo played hard. Menlo Atherton played hard. They were fired up, man. They got a lot of confidence, and they're gonna be a team to watch out for in that D2 playoffs. Don't let those few losses fool you, man. They still got a solid team. They still got some great players. The 6'9", 320-pound tackle, but also goes down there and plays DN and nose tackle. Then they got he's going to Washington. Got your other boy on the other side, 58, big boy, 6'4", 6'5", 280 pounds. And he just committed to BYU. So, I mean, they not playing around with some little boys over there. So shout out to Menlo Atherton. Our offense started slow. Our defense played well. It was 10-0 at halftime. Went out and scored. I think it was 10-7. Right after halftime, then Menlo Atherton answered right back, and then it was 17-7. And then I believe that Menlo Atherton may have scored again. It may have been close. So, we scored again, got it close, and we went for an onside kick. Menlo Atherton recovered it, and they went back and scored again. It was 24-14, and we just couldn't convert on our last drive to even force an onside kick. So shout out to MA, man. They will go battle Sacred Heart Prep this week for the league title, and then they'll get ready for the playoffs in that Division II league. So shout out to the Bears. The Menlo Atherton Bears takes down the Knights, and we'll get ready for a battle against Burlingame. We play Thursday night football like we in the NFL. Crazy, but I guess it's with the referee shortage. Off a short week, we got to get ready to go to battle and get ready to go and play on that Thursday night, 7:00 at Burlingame. I'm looking at that's the TV in the back. I'm like, dude, what is that? I thought I saw a ghost. It's Halloween time. Thought I saw something in the background. You never know these days. But we'll get it ready to go. 7 p.m. versus Burlingame. And that's a big time game for both squads. Playoff seeding, playoff bids, punch your ticket into the playoffs, man. So it's a big time game. If you're around the Bay Area, around Burlingame, come out 7 p.m. See our Knights get into battle. Here we go. Here, just taking a peek at the notes really quick. Top performers, man. So I always ask for top performers, and then my guy Dave, right out of deep South Texas. He said, let's get some Texas love in here, man. And he shouted out his own quarterback. I got Aiden Jacobson out of Ingleside, Texas. Quarterback, it looks like, goes for 274 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, and also had a rushing touchdown. So shout out to you, man. I got to give him a shout out because they listen to the podcast. The dudes out in Texas listen to the podcast. So, yes, this is West Coast Prep primarily for high school football in the Bay Area, but we get love in Texas. So, we're going to show them some love, too. That's my guy. So, shout out to Aiden Jacobson. He's a top performer this week, and good luck to you in the playoffs. Now, we'll spin it back to the Bay, like Mac Dre, and Branham High School's quarterback, Will Augustine, went off. 180 yards passing. 172 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, and got the win. You can't ask too much from a quarterback than that. Toting that rock and throwing that peel. Will Augustine out of Branham, you are a top performer. And then the defensive player is my boy, my nephew, kid I love a lot, man, Ariel Miller out of Sacred Heart Cathedral. And this was like multiple nominations, coaches, parents, fans, even a news writer threw his name in the bid. Oriel Miller had a pick six for a touchdown. He had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And then on offense, he had a receiving touchdown. He is one of the, and I'll tell you this wholeheartedly, he is one of the best two-way players in the state. He's committed to Arizona State, but he should have more offers than he does. He already has Power 5 offers, Pac-12. He has Mountain West, and even has Western Kentucky. A coach saw his film and could not deny him, like, hey, send this dude out to Western Kentucky. We'll take him too. So shout out to R.L. Miller, one of the best players in the state. He will be all league. He will be all region, all CCS, and he very may well be all state. Like, not a joke, not a game. R.L. Miller is real deal. Shout out to number 4. You are a top performer, my boy. Let's get after it. Wait, I just checked the score. God dang. It looked like the Chiefs scored again. I just switched the template, and the score is now 44-23 with 5 minutes left. God damn, it was just 36. It was just 36-23. Turn around. You can't even get through a little mini high school rundown without the score getting worse. So the Niners disappointed. I'm going to go ahead and turn this hat backwards, man. I'm repping NFL right now because these dudes out there went out there and stunk it up. And they had Christian McCaffrey. Thought that they was going to let the boy go crazy in the end zone. We throwing picks. We're not giving the dude the ball on 3rd and 3. I don't know, man, but as you know, if I was a better offensive coordinator, I wouldn't be coaching high school football. I'd probably be coaching on Sunday. So let me not even talk about these guys here, man. So let's move on. You know, real quick, the game of the week. I always search through the schedule and try to see what's out there. It has to be Sacred Heart Prep versus Menlo Atherton in the PAL Bay. Basically a league championship. Whoever wins this game is the league champion. I'm pretty sure they'll be the league champion. They'll both be 4-1 in league if Menlo Atherton can pull it off. Then they got the head-to-head, and they both played a stacked preseason schedule. So, hey, who's going to go to D1 playoffs? Who's going to bounce down to D2 playoffs? And I was talking to a few people, man. I was talking to my guy Chris Anderson out of the Salinas area, and he does the brackets and he has a CCS predictions. And we were just talking about how loaded that Division II playoff is going to be. It's going to be like it's like Division 1B, because a lot of those teams in the Division II bracket is a game away, a loss away, a play away from being in Division 1. So D1 is loaded. We already know what time that is. D2 is loaded, and you already know what time that is. And then we go on D3, D4, D5. So Sacred Heart Prep versus Menlo Atherton, game of the week. And then we're going to bounce it out to the city, man, because you know where I'm from. My heart is in San Francisco, as you know. I got Lincoln versus Washington. And that's Lincoln is the the well-known school for winning, going to Turkey Day, and making state championships. And then we got Washington that's coming to wreck the party, man. Washington is out there balling. We got Tommy Mayfield Comer. He toting the rock, so he's going to be hard to tackle. So that's the game of the week. It's going to be Lincoln, San Francisco at Washington, and also Sacred Heart Prep versus Menlo Atherton. Right on. And I'll be right back. I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to switch the screen. If you're watching on the YouTube, I'm going to come back with a different screen, and then we'll touch on the question of the week. And it was a good one. And I don't even know if it's a real right answer. I had to Google this. Google's my best friend. I'm smart, but I ain't that smart. So we'll get back to it. And then I'll touch on another question I had about recruiting. Got a little people fired up on this Sunday morning when you start talking about Stanford football. People get angry. The DMs were popping. So we'll talk briefly about that, and that'll carry over to our next show. So I'll be right back. This is the Mike Hill Show with West Coast Preps. And we are back. I done switched the screen. I'm at an art gallery now, man. Look at the back. Picture perfect. But let's get it in. We are rounding up to the end of the show, and I do got a great guest that's coming on. We may have to carry this over to the whip and do it in a car, but I got Coach Mims, Frank Mims Jr., the offensive coordinator from Sequoia, who was undefeated. They'll be on the show just a moment. But I got to go to Disney on Ice, so I got to go see the princess and whoever else they got to offer, man. So that's a planned family event. So we just gonna have to make this thing work. But let's look at it here, man. We got the question of the week. Let's look at the question of the week really quick. We got the question of the week was an orange, the fruit, and orange, the color. Which was given the name first? Is a orange the fruit named after the color, or is the color named after the fruit? So looking at the votes, we got 35% of the votes said it's named after the color. And then we got 65% of the votes said it's named after the fruit. So I went on Google and I checked it out. And it says, I don't know how we're going to figure this out, but it says that the color orange is named after the fruit. That fruit was here first from conception. So that's the answer. The color is named after the fruit. So 35% of y'all got it wrong, but majority of the people got it right. And we're looking at it here. The Niners still battling. They still getting whooped on. It's 44-23 with 3 minutes left. And Jimmy G is not in the game. So we already threw in a white flag. So let's look at it here, man. So I just talked really quick about like recruiting in your backyard. Does that help or lead to better attendance for home games? Does that get people sparked up a little bit more tied to a program such as Stanford or Cal or San Jose State or Lincoln University is the new Division II program that's out here. So we'll talk about that in the next podcast. Does recruiting your backyard and putting more people on your roster help to bring attendance, drive attendance up? So we'll get into that in the next show. So give me 1 second here and we'll have Coach Mims hopping on the show, the undefeated OC with Sequoia Ravens. Welcome back, man. I told you I had a hot guest, man. I had to hit up my boy, Coach Mims, to get on here and let's chop it up real quick. So you're the offensive coordinator at Sequoia High School. You guys, y'all know I follow all the high school football and them boys at Sequoia, right? You're 8-0 or 7-0?
Oh, we 8-0 now.
8-0. They just knocked off Santa Clara. They had the big time. They got the big time recruit going to USC. So They knocked that off, and y'all chasing this league championship. Y'all got Kings coming up. Is Kings next or?
Yep, Kings will be for the league title.
Kings or Sequoia, man. So it's going down. So a little bit. So we connected a few seasons ago, man. We've been chopping it up. So I'm happy that you was able to get on this. So tell me about yourself. Tell us about yourself. Where you're from. I know it, but where you from? High school, college, etc. Like, go ahead and talk about who is Coach Mims.
What's up? All right, my name is Frank Mims. I graduated from Sequoia, class of 2010. I grew up in Menlo Park on the east side, so I grew up, Menlo Park, East Palo Alto. And the crazy thing about that is, when you grow up over there, most of your family either goes to like MA or Woodside, and I was the oddball out the family that chose to go to Sequoia and kind of blaze my own path.
For sure.
But graduated from there. Ended up doing a year and a half at West Valley Community College.
Okay.
And then I transferred out to Minnesota, where I played at a few Division III, but that Division III out there is a little different. That's arguably the best conference in Division III, the MIAC.
Oh, yeah. They chime in on that. It's only 7% of high school players that get to play college sports. So we in the 7%, no matter if it's D1, D2, D3, NAIA. Hey, that's rare. You feel me? So go ahead, man. Go ahead. So you went out there, you played D3, and then you came back to the Bay?
Yep. So I got recruited as a quarterback out there. That's what I played in all throughout high school. A little undersized, but I've always done my thing. So to see smaller quarterbacks do their thing today, I felt like I helped blaze a path for them, because obviously didn't get that chance to go. I could have played bigger time football. But yeah.
So what about this course? So I mean, you put up 57 points the other night. what's this quarterback you got under there? So I mean, how is he? He got to be doing something right if y'all putting up that many points.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with Johnny since he was a freshman. Johnny Larios, man, shout out. Been working with him since a freshman. You know, he stayed down and waited his time. You know, like last year, he actually got hurt against Menlo. You know, the first game and pretty much killed his whole season.
Right.
So this year's kind of like been like a redemption year, kind of like, all right, let's show the world what I can do.
For sure. Is he in 2023 or what? Were you a senior? Or
nah, yeah, he's a senior. He's a senior
so
now.
Go out with a blazing the campaign, and then he may have some opportunities to play next level. I know you're gonna push him to the right coaches. So let's talk about Sequoia football, right? I mean, I just got into the PAL Bay. I remember as soon as I made the switch, you hit me up like, hey, let's connect. So talk about the program because I know y'all hit a point. Y'all were 8-0 last year. So what changed?
All right, so I mean, the difference this year is last year I was a JV offense coordinator.
Okay.
And during the offseason, head coach, Coach P, I was actually one of his first quarterbacks when he got the job back in like 2009.
Okay.
Right. So I was I played under him. I was a senior his first year here.
Got you.
So, I've always been connected through the program. I'm a Sequoia guy through and through. I bleed this purple. But he was like, hey, how do you feel about, coming up and helping me out? And initially I was like, damn, only 1 year being a high school coordinator under my belt. Like I've been a head coach in like youth football, but being a coordinator in high school, especially the varsity level, is like you got to have all your ducks in a row. Like you better come with it. So, but I'm all for the challenge. Took it, no problem. We know that there's going to be growing pains with me being a young coordinator, but I just asked him, to help guide me in the direction and let me cook up and do my thing.
And you're doing well. I remember like when you first got on, I remember telling you, I'm like, dog, just trust yourself. Like you can do it, go out there and do it. And that's like half the battle, dog, is confidence and not second guessing yourself or like, should I have done that? Like, trust that gut. Like you're a football player, you're a football coach, through and through. And whatever you're doing is working. So I might need to come to your coaching clinic.
I'm trying to figure this out myself.
Hey, figuring out together. So let's just talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. We are one of the few African-American Black offensive coordinators in the league for sure, in the section. And it ain't too many in the state. Like I ain't got to do too much research in the state, but I think in our league, it might be me, you, what's that called? Jefferson. They got a Black offensive coordinator now.
And he's decent too.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of my best friends to play ball with him.
Yeah, I had to let him know. I was like, we was matching minds for a minute.
Yeah, so we got 3, and there may be a couple more. I may be missing some, but how big is it to be just like, I mean, coming from East Palo Alto, coming from Menlo Park, I'm from the city, just like being a role model or something to look at for kids. Maybe they don't make it to the league, but they want to take on coaching. So what's your perspective on that?
Man, that was my pure goal of finishing, college football, because I'd played JUCO, took a year off, thought I fell out of it, fell out of love with it. But now I was like, you know what, let me get this college degree. Let me get this college experience so I can come back and, help my community, because I got sick and tired of kids just playing their high school career and not trying to move on. So, purely my goal is, like, if you don't go D1, let's find an opportunity for somewhere, someone to pay for your education, get out of your comfort zone and go play football. So that's
big time, dog. You already know, just being from the hood, wherever we from, like we may not have the means to even just pay for college. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama wasn't gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I was going to work, but that's no knock against her. That's just getting to how you live. So now we have an opportunity to have a college degree and then move on. So all this is big, man. That's why I was rooting for you for day one when I talked to you, man. Like we are setting the block. We blazing our own path, like you said earlier. Like, and people gonna have to like us or love us or respect us, man, because we only going up and we only get better in time, man. So let's look at it. So you guys, I'm pretty sure, man, things change, but I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, we think we clinched with that win against Santa Clara, but
so you in the playoffs. So now. I got a little experience there. So now your mind got to shift, man. Now you turn into now the mind start wandering. It's one game at a time, a new opponent that you haven't seen. So what's your perspective going into the playoffs, and how do you plan to get Sequoia to somewhere they probably ain't been in a long time?
Yeah, last time I think we went to the playoffs was probably like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
That's the last time we went. But that's been our model the whole season. You know,
Sure.
you got 24-hour rule and enjoy this Friday, but by Monday, hey, we're 0-0. So try to go 1-0 every week, and that that's more important now than ever. You know, don't get too big headed. Don't look. You know, it's great to look back and see what we've done, but when Monday comes around, Sunday comes around. Hell, players are even getting ready next day. You
Yeah,
know, it's back to being 0-0, and everyone is remaining hungry. You know, after we won the Foothill tournament, I was like, guys, let's make this feeling infectious. You know, this is a great feeling, but it requires work to be done.
for sure, man. And then we saw you guys down at y'all tournament, right? We came down to y'all
Yeah.
tournament, saw y'all battling. We went like side by side, different sides of the field, and
Mm-hmm.
battled, man. So I knew it was something sparking over there in Sequoia, man. So like you say, like winning is infectious. So y'all got it going. But I wish y'all the best of luck in this playoffs, man. Go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
play history. Maybe you can
Yes,
win.
sir.
Yes, maybe you can win state. And I did that last year at Cathedral, and they can't ever take that from you, man. And when you
Nope.
never be forgotten. So, I'm rooting for y'all. We'll stay connected. We'll stay chopping it up. We got to bounce ideas. We gonna talk this week. I'm
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Hey,
I'm
I
gonna get you
appreciate
right
that.
so y'all can get it done, man. But I think if I'm not mistaken, man, I think Kings Academy, the coach he might be half black or black too. Like I got to double check that. So it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a good battle too. So I wish y'all the best, man. Right on for coming through. Let's reconnect in a couple weeks. After we
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit of success in this, we plan to play through December 11th. That's where the state championship is, man.
I
Y'all
feel
roll.
that. Yep.
But keep it going, man. We'll connect this off season and stay connected. But right on, Frank. I appreciate you. Shout out to Sequoia
Yes,
and shout
sir.
out to everything that y'all doing over there, dog.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.